Your foot is bouncing back when I'm pressing. You see that bounce?
Yeah.
And in core therapy, we look for the same thing again. So when we're bouncing the shoulder down, it should spring back when we're bouncing it. The same with the spine. And your foot is responding beautifully by bouncing back. So skeletal, respiratory. So maybe thyme, because that will kill any bugs. Roman chamomile for skeletal, anti-inflammatory. Rosemary, fab for everything. Frankincense, fab for both. Frankincense, yeah, definitely. Halfway along the line between the ankle bone and the point of the heel. Does that feel sore?
A bit.
Yeah. Right, so I've got some hot cloths and some lovely feet. I'm just going to remove these socks and put them on the radiator.
Ah, thank you. I hope I don't get ticklish. I shouldn't, I probably won't. I've never got ticklish when I've had it in another treatment, but I feel very nervous.
There's no need to. I'm really good with people who get ticklish.
Okay.
So if you just separate the feet a little so I've got room for my hand in between, lovely. So nice hot cloths, and I've put some lovely Melissa freshener, which is a Melissa Hydrolat. In fact, only this morning on my YouTube, I was asked a question by a viewer asking, what Melissa freshener do I use? So there you go, I'm using it today.
Melissa on Melissa.
Yeah, exactly. Melissa freshener. In fact, last time I gave you a treatment, I used some Melissa freshener toner for part of your facial treatment, and I can remember explaining what Melissa was good for. Oh, can you smell that? It smells lovely.
It's like almost like lemon, right?
It's almost like lemon, yeah, like lemon balm. Lovely, really good for freshening, waking, cleansing, cleaning. See, they look better already. There's a lot of different feet. A lot of different feet, and I love them all. They're all beautiful feet. Oh, these ones are a bit chilly at the moment.
They always are.
Oh, cold feet.
Cold feet and hands always.
Yeah, or warm heart. So, you've had reflexology before, a long time ago. Ish.
Yeah.
I love doing reflexology because the feet are a beautiful map of the body that are really obvious to navigate around. So this is the left side of your body, your left foot. This is the right side. This here is the same shape as your spine. This is your spine. So this is the left side of the spine. This is the right. And as we cut the body down the centre, we can see this lovely shape. Now, some people have quite a pronounced arch of the foot, and maybe the foot is shaped like this. It comes over here. And with you, your spine is fairly straight. So you haven't got a very pronounced arch of the foot. You've just got a nice small arch there. So I can see that it's actually quite long and straight rather than quite curved. Yeah. And so your spine will always correlate to this shape here of your foot.
Oh wow, that's so neat.
Some people have a really large arch and a really large small of the back.
So it matches up.
It always matches, yeah. So all the organs contained in the upper half of the foot are the upper part of the body, the organs that contain in the upper part of the body. This is the head split into two here, and this is the neck. All the shape here comes down to a narrowing at the waist here, where the narrow part of the foot is, just here. And then the rounded hips are here. So if we've got quite straight hips or quite curvy hips, that will show in this outer lower part of the foot on the lateral side. So yours is quite straight, so I'd say you've got quite straight hips, the same as your spine. Yeah.
That's so cool. Wow.
So I am going to start having a feel of your feet now, and of course I've treated a lot of feet, so I get an idea as to what's happening inside your body. That's why I love doing reflexology, because it really gives you inside of vision of what's going on inside. For instance, lungs, digestion, hormones, things that you can't just see, or even if you're giving a massage, you can't really tell what's going on.
Right.
So I'm going to split the body into different systems and then check each one in turn.
Okay.
As you can see, I've hardly got any nails at all, and I file them down especially for giving reflexology and also neck releases actually in core therapy.
Right.
Because there are different feelings that you will sense now. And obviously just a feeling of touch, which is just contact, that's good. But sometimes you might feel like a gritty feeling, like there's brown sugar under the skin. And to me, it almost feels like each of these feelings has a sound. So when I'm feeling it, it's almost like I can hear it going like this, and it's like a brown sugar crystally feeling. Also, and I can sense it as well, sometimes I might press and you might say, wow, that's sharp, and it might feel like a needle going deep, not at the surface of the skin but deep in.
Okay.
So that might be a very precise area. Also, it might feel like a bruise, like you've trodden on a stone and you've still got a bruise there.
Right.
Yeah. Or it might just feel good, you know, like which is thumbs up, you know. I've drawn your feet.
Oh, they look so cute.
So this is exactly what your feet look like, actually. Yeah. So, and I'm going to be plotting out different areas that I need to be working on as I'm working.
Okay. Oh, it's quite exciting.
Okay, so
Yeah.
let's start. So I'm going to start off by checking the solar plexus. So I've just got my thumb in an action like this. So this is the solar plexus. So if you were to say, what does the solar plexus mean? Where is that on the body? It's actually in the V of the ribs, just in and up here. It's a soft area of tissue. So our ribs come up like that, and just in that upturned V, we have a soft area of tissue just underneath the diaphragm, which is obviously a muscle. And there is a network of nerves there, like in the UK, we refer to the spaghetti junction, which is a very busy collection of roads near Birmingham. And so you can imagine this collection of nerves there. And being a neural, a nerve area, we feel and sense tension, or the opposite of tension, so like freedom and tension, at the solar plexus. So to give you an example, if you had some bad news, you'd probably cover up your solar plexus, whether you do it with your hand, like like that,
Right.
or if you're at work and someone walks towards you that you need to defend yourself against, you think they're going to say something, then if you're carrying a file or a book, you probably hold it against you like this, and that covers the solar plexus. You know, so if we're holding ourselves like this, we're defending ourselves. We're feeling we need defence. Yeah. On the other hand, if we feel open and free and we trust the people we're with, We don't feel that we're going to need to defend ourselves. Our arms are out here, we're not covering the solar plexus up, and we're very content with ourselves. Yeah? So that's all about this solar plexus here, which is here on the foot. So this is the first area we check in reflexology. This is a type of reflexology called Swiss reflex. And I can feel there that it feels good. It feels good. Now, the type of feelings I can sense there sometimes, there's a whole array of sensations. So it can feel, I think the word might be indifferent or bland, like maybe there's no spark or not enough spark in that person's life, and they just need to be ignited and to realise it's a beautiful life and get out there and enjoy life, because this can feel grey.
Right.
Yeah. Or it can feel tight and sharp. So the feeling to you would feel sharp.
Okay.
To me, it would feel tight, like there's no movement there. But no, it feels really good and open and very happy.
That's good.
That's really good start, isn't it? So now I'm going to check the sciatic nerve while I'm on the nervous system. So I'm coming from the lower back through the left buttock in this case, down the outer part of the foot. That feels okay. That's it. And the same for the right side. So I'm doing caterpillar movement. I'm just going to do that one again. No, it feels okay. I thought I could sense something on the outside, but it feels okay. I'm not sure, so I'm just going to make a little note about that. So, moving on to the glandular system, so we're just going to work up the thyroid, which starts just by the side of, oh, am I tickling you?
Only a little bit.
Oh, okay. So I'm just working up the ball of the foot to the side of it, upwards, and then to the parathyroid, which governs the thyroid just at the top there. Feels fine, which is good. Now I'm going to check the pituitary gland, which is just like we have thumbprints or fingerprints, you've got the same on your toes.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
It makes sense. And so
Didn't know that.
where the very centre of the coil, there's probably a proper word for it, that of the toe print of the big toe would be, is where the pituitary gland is inside the foot. So I'm just doing a very precise movement on each one. Now the pituitary is the controller, it's the governor of our hormonal system. So it controls the release of adrenaline and thyroxine from the thyroid and all our reproductive hormones. So it's really important that the pituitary gland is happy and in the right place and not feeling tight or restricted by anything around it. It feels really good to me, so that's good. Now I'm going to check the skeletal system. So I'm going to come from the neck down, and I don't know if you can see that, but it's really lovely, but your foot is bouncing back when I'm pressing. You see that bounce?
Yeah.
And in core therapy we look for the same thing again. So when we're bouncing the shoulder down, it should spring back when we're bouncing it. The same with the spine.
Yeah.
And your foot is responding beautifully by bouncing back. So I want that movement there. It shows that you're fluid and soft. That doesn't necessarily mean to say you're relaxed and you trust me, and it means that the reflex point of this part of the spine in this case, so it's cervical up here, thoracics through here, is responding well. So just like I bounce the spine with core therapy, I'm bouncing the spine with reflexology now. So there's a little bit, I don't know if you can feel that, I mean, I'm being very picky because I haven't found much yet. So
There, around that bit.
yeah, a little bit around there. Okay. And then I'm going to come from the base of the back, from the coccyx, up the right side of the sacrum. Feels okay, feels okay. So just a little point there. This is lower thoracics on the right side. Probably about T12. And actually, the core therapy that we did earlier, when I did your retests at the very end, and one of them, which was a psoas test, wasn't too happy on your right side, that was the point that I touched and said, I'll give it some Qigong now, but it probably needs a bit more. And that was that point. So I'll work on it here, which is great.
That's so cool that it lines up.
And I've only just, obviously I didn't
Yeah.
I know that was going to happen, so
That's, yeah.
yeah. So
Kind
just
of
doing
freaky.
the same on the other side. Coming down from the neck.
Yeah, that's so interesting because I don't feel that tenderness this side at all.
No, feels good. Okay, so more skeletal system. Let's look at the left scapula, which is the shoulder blade, your lovely angel wing. Feels good. And then the left shoulder point, so the actual top of the shoulder. Oh, crunchy. Okay, so can you feel it moving around under my thumb? There.
I can't really tell.
You see, the more I do it, it'll just go because I'm actually treating it by testing it.
Oh, I can feel that it's different to whatever it just was.
Yeah.
Maybe. I find it really hard
There,
to tell on the pinky
there.
toe though.
Okay. So it feels like I'm moving around fascia underneath the surface of the skin.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's sort of slipping and sliding away from me as I'm pressing. Yeah. But the more I'm doing it, it's treating it, it's going. Yeah. I can't really show it you as an example because it's getting better every time. So now the shoulder point of this side, coming round that rounded shoulder here.
So did you say the right foot is the right side of the
Yeah.
body, the left? So it just aligns this way. So that would be this shoulder.
Yeah, yeah. And again, this one's clicking a bit in a slightly different place. This one was sort of at the back of the shoulder. This one's more at the top.
That aligns perfectly with my shoulder pain.
Oh, right, you've got shoulder pain.
Oh, yeah, just always. I think it's my bad posture, but I've always got like achy shoulders.
Okay.
This is always the worst one.
Okay, we'll treat those. And now going to treat, or have a look at, elbows, which are just above that pronounced bone there. So just above the elbows, then the hip on the bone, and then just below are the knees. Of course, I treated your left knee earlier, so let's have a look at that. Feels fine now. Yeah, that feels fine. Hips. I think I might put hips down. They feel okay, but they just feel a little bit pronounced. Another word I'd say for that is vulnerable. And yeah, and this one's, the left one is starting to click a bit.
It's so weird that you can only feel it on one side. Like I've never done feet in such detail to be able to feel these differences. It's really like, yeah, it's like magic.
So let's look at the respiratory system. So I'm going to look at your sinuses in the left part of the face, just by touching each toe pad. They feel fine. Same on this side. Fine. Sinuses feel good. So now the eye on your right side feels good. Ear, oh, clicking immediately. Oh, that's not nice, is it? You don't like that?
That's so weird.
Is it? Oh, it's just weird. It's not sore.
It's uncomfortable.
You don't like that.
Click.
Look at you. Yeah. And so that was your right ear. So left ear, quite
this
different.
Feels fine.
Quite different.
That's so weird.
Yeah. And then your left eye, fine. So it's only your right ear. Anything with your right ear? No. You know, obviously ears are balance, sound, tinnitus, hearing, but also the ear relates to the kidneys because the ear is the same shape as our kidneys. So, and in reflexology terms, you can treat the whole body by treating the ear as well.
Right.
So that's an upside down fetus. This is the head. So where we get pierced ears is our eye. And so apparently that's why pirates used to pierce the ear of the eye that they look through their telescope through, in order to give them better vision, because it's like constant acupuncture.
Oh, by having a hole there. Oh, that's cool.
Okay, so lungs. So these are the pads. Oh, that one's clicking straight away. Yeah, that one's clicking, but only on your right side. So I'll just make a little note of it, but I think I might have already got rid of it.
Yeah, I can't really feel that one as much
No.
as the ear.
Yeah,
It's in different places I can tell more.
Yes. So now I'm going to look at the digestive system. So I'm just padding through the small intestine on the right side, and I'm going in the direction that the food needs to go, and then down the ileocecal valve. Feels fine, which is the one we tested earlier when I asked you to put your own fingers on that place.
The stomach one.
Yeah. And then up the ascending colon, cross the transcending colon and carry on to the other foot. And down the descending, oh, a little bit there. Did you feel it pop? Yeah, it's popping, but tiny bit. But I will make a note. And then pancreas and stomach. Good. Okay. Now let's look at the lymph system. So I'm going to come the left front of the foot. That's a bit tight on that side compared to this. So that doesn't feel swollen, it feels just fine. It's just because lymph system can feel swollen with waste.
Right.
But that just feels a bit tight, so that just needs loosening up a bit. And then round the inguinal lymph in the groin. It feels fine. And now the reproductive system. So coming to the right ovary, which is just halfway along the line between the ankle bone and the point of the heel. Does that feel sore?
A bit.
Yeah. And then across the fallopian tube, let go, let go. To the uterus. Same place on the other side, the other ovary. Sore again.
Yeah, not as much though.
Okay. It might just be it's that ovary working right now. And how does it feel in the centre then?
Fine.
Yeah, good. And now the urinary system. So starting at the adrenal, kidney, that's sore, and then coming down the ureter to the bladder, oh, cold foot, and then adrenal, kidney, yoi, ureter, bladder. So both kidneys need a bit of TLC. Right, I think I've tested everywhere, so I am going to cover them up so that they warm a little and then go and make some cream up.
Thank you.
Shoulders, kidneys, skeletal with the back as well. Hips, yeah, it's skeletal and respiratory mainly. A little bit of hormonal and lymph, but yeah, skeletal and respiratory. So I do wonder whether your body is fighting something off at the moment, maybe to the lung or the ear. And actually it's it's right side lung and right side ear, so maybe. So I think cedarwood shouts out at me. Come on, cedarwood, where are you? Cedarwood. Oh, unless I finished it. Okay, I'm going to go for another then. Oh, okay. Right. Oh, here it is. Cedarwood. Okay, well, we'll test that on you. Test that on you. Cedarwood. So skeletal, respiratory. So maybe thyme, because that will kill any bugs that you might be fighting off. Roman chamomile for skeletal, anti-inflammatory. Well, with respiratory as well. Oh, Eucalyptus stegariana, beautiful lemon eucalyptus. Rosemary, fab for everything, especially those two systems. Frankincense, fab for both. Frankincense, yeah, definitely. Clove for a laugh, because it tends to win every time. Oh, lemon. Tea tree. Or is that too many? Right, we've got 9 there. Right, we're going to test these. Now doing the testing of these lovely oils. With this hand, can you give me a little finger and thumb? Yeah, and I'm going to try and pull them apart. You're going to keep them together.
Okay.
And hold. I remember this with you. That rings a bell. Can we try this hand instead? And hold. Okay. Right. Oh, it's not good enough. Sorry, I don't mean you're not good enough. I mean the test.
I am very bad at it.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
No, but not everyone is, so it doesn't matter. We'll find another one. So, nice straight arm like we did in core therapy. So I'm going to try and push. Can you just take that hand off your body? And you're going to hold up, resist me, and hold. Much better, okay?
Yeah.
So I put a certain amount of pressure on. I mean, I could have got you to the couch, but it would have been a fight. So I just wanted to see how much resistance, and there was a good amount. And now we're going to compare that resistance to when each one of these essential oils is on you. So I'm not going to tell you what they are because you'll be influenced. Yeah? It's all right, the label isn't showing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And hold. That's a pass.
Mm-hmm.
And hold. That's a pass.
It'd be funny if I like them all.
And hold. A little bit juddery.
It hurt me.
And hold. fast. And hold, juddery. And hold. Yeah. My lovely cedarwood. And hold. Beautiful. I think you're going to have a choice here. You've got 5 so far. And hold. Lovely, yeah. How much stronger you are with this than that test?
I know.
Last one, and hold. No, that was weaker.
I wonder which ones I didn't like.
You didn't like, but this is only today, remember. Another day, your body might say, yay.
Yeah.
So frankincense, lemon, and Roman chamomile.
Ooh.
Do you want to know the yeses?
Yeah.
We've got lots, and you can choose because I won't be using this many. So we've got clove, clove bud, tea tree, rosemary, organic, Eucalyptus stegariana, which is a lemon eucalyptus, it's beautiful, cedarwood atlas, and thyme, sweet thyme.
Oh, gosh, there's so many. Do I just choose one?
No, let's do 3.
Okay.
Do you remember them?
I love eucalyptus
Yeah,
and cedarwood,
yeah, lovely.
but I can't decide on the third one.
So that's good because cedarwood is a base note and eucalyptus is the top note. So
Okay.
the cedarwood will hold the eucalyptus because eucalyptus is volatile. So
Okay.
excellent choice.
Wow.
So we can go for another or just use those. So we've also got clove and tea tree, rosemary, and thyme.
My gut's saying clove,
Yeah.
but I don't even know what clove smells like, so I don't know why my
It's
gut is saying
really
clove.
strong. But do you know what? I told this to someone the other day. I have tested hundreds of people with kinesiology for essential oils, and clove hardly ever fails for anyone in any circumstance and any illness, any issue, because it just is like a top buster. Clove, Eucalyptus stegariana, and cedarwood. Putting the cedarwood in first. A thick oil. Oh, it smells divine. Wow, do love cedarwood. Okay, putting the eucalyptus stag in next. 1, 2, 3. So we've got 2 of cedarwood, 3 of eucalyptus stegariana, and then we're going to use. I'm just going to try 1 of clove to start off with. Just going to have a little mix. Oh, it's nice and warm. It's been on the aroma stone. No, I think I'm going to put another 1 of clove in. There we are. Another little mix. Absolutely perfect. Yeah, you'll like this. So,
Oh, that's amazing.
you chose them.
That's so nice.
Yeah. So, I don't want to give you an oily lip, but can I put it somewhere that you'll smell it? Maybe on your neck, would that be all right? And then you can smell it during the treatment?
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah?
Oh, it's like the perfect amount of eucalyptus in there.
Yeah.
Just a
3, I think.
slight note, yeah. That's so nice.
But remember, it's a lemon eucalyptus, so it makes you think that it's lemon. But it's a secret, it's not lemon at all, it's eucalyptus.
Oh, you're right, that feels a little bit warm. It's lovely.
Yeah, it's all heated. Yeah. So first of all, I'm just going to massage, having now applied the essential oils and the carrier. I've just put the essential oils in a organic sunflower carrier oil. I just love sunflower. It behaves so beautifully, it's full of vitamins. It's like happiness and sunshine. So at this point, I can explain what I'm doing still, but there is less explanation because that's more in the testing side than the treatment. So sometimes clients will close their eyes and relax at this point, which you can do if you want, or if you're interested and want to listen to what I have to say, then you can watch. It's completely up to you, whatever you want to do. So just a little massage, trying not to tickle. Coming under the sole, creating some softness in the muscle groups, and then circling the ankle, letting the foot go. That's it, lovely. Circling in one direction and the other, supporting at the ankle, and then round. Nicely relaxed, lovely, and coming onto the left foot, circling at the ankle and back, around the ankle joint. Lovely. Up and down the sole. Okay. Just having a little feel within the systems of the body. Yeah, something there. That was that lung point on the left, the right hand side. Okay, so I'm going to start off on the solar plexus, just like I did when I was testing. Coming round in a clockwise rotational direction, using the pad of my thumb rather than the end, just wanting to instill some reassurance, some trust, a good pressure, just nice, not too gentle or firm, just a nice pressure. Reassuring the solar plexus and the whole neural system, all the nerves can just relax. Nice. Coming back to that sunshine and happiness of the sunflower oil, that lovely yellow energy that the solar plexus stimulates, golden sunlight. And then I want to work on the spine next, creating some structure and some length down and up that spine. I'm actually pushing as well as clearing with a row of finger pads coming right down to the coccyx, up through the lumbar, thoracics. There's a lovely channel here, perfect for a row of fingers to clear down the side of that spine. It's feeling better already. I can still feel where that little peaked part of the spine is that needs a little TLC, but it's already getting better. So then I'm just going to concentrate with those fingers at first and then bring the thumb in and caterpillar bounce through that particular point of that lower thoracic, which is about T11, 12, down to L1. quite often when I'm doing this, I feel it myself. So I'm sort of sensing that tightness. Yes, in the foot, but more importantly in this part of the back. Helping it clear. Creating some strength. You see the spine is a really strong system of bones and holds up our whole body, and the thoracics are big vertebrae, especially these lower ones, the chunky big vertebrae that help us rotate, support the lower ribs, protect the organs, and about this point would be kidneys and adrenals. It's also some of the digestive system. So I'm just helping to instill some strength in this part of the thoracics. Tell the thoracics everything's okay. They can breathe, they can expand the lungs and contract. They can go with the flow, let the breath come in and out. That's it, that's much better. Good. Okay, so moving on to the lungs. Might as well treat both lungs at the same time. Coming up the outer part of the lungs in again, a caterpillar bouncing action, working upwards, almost like the breath is being pushed out and expelled, coming out of those lungs, bouncing up. Lovely. So the point that was sore earlier was here. It feels good now already. So coming on to the shoulder points, back to the skeletal system. So just looking at the bone of the shoulder point, just under the deltoid, coming round and holding the foot so it doesn't move too much with the fingers, but then rotating with the end of the thumb pad. And it's quite nice to do both feet at the same time because it gives me a little perspective on comparing one side to the other, although frequently I see one foot present completely differently to the other foot on clients. So sometimes it can be a whole host of different structure. The foot can look quite different to the other, or it can present different congestion points within the meridians when you're looking for reflexology zones. But again, these are starting to clear already. Yeah, so Melissa talked about shoulders earlier and how they can be tense, probably work, but also the amount you carry, maybe.
Yeah, I think so, like my bag and also my tripods.
Yeah.
On the shoulders.
So just feeling into particularly that right shoulder point. It was quite what I would call sore, and I know it's not my shoulder, but I feel like I can feel it. It was clicking quite a lot earlier, but that feels so much better now. I think you're going to feel greatly relieved. What else are we going to look at? We're going to look at the hips, both sides. Now these didn't present an issue earlier, but I just felt that they were protruding, and that can lead them to feeling vulnerable, like they're sticking out a bit. They can get caught in life. hips are so important, just like the neck, the whole pelvic girdle. And we need to be flexible with our hips, we need to be able to turn and support and carry, bend. Yeah, so again, just like it was with the right shoulder, the right hip is clicking a bit now as well. So I can feel, like I mentioned earlier, sometimes I can hear a sound with a feeling, and this sound is that feeling that it's going over uneven ground, like crystals.
Okay.
It's already going though. So I'm just using 2 finger pads on both sides, both hips. Yeah, wonderful, brilliant. The ovary came up on this foot as well. There's a lot on the right side. So I'm just going to support the foot up a little and then work into the outer side. Yeah, that does feel a bit sore. This is the one you grimaced at earlier, I think.
Yeah.
So this is the right ovary. I'm just going to take it a little bit more gently because it does feel a bit sore. So just like with tween R, we tend to bounce, bend and rock the spine when we're working on the back with core therapy, and with reflexology it's a sort of similar push. I'm bending this part at the structure of the foot that marks the ovary in order to create some softness there, some bounce, so that it stretches back once I push it, once I bend it. It's not quite doing that yet. I need to spend a little bit longer here.
Yeah, I can feel it.
Can you?
Yeah.
So it's not as bad as it was earlier then?
It's not as tender, but it's kind of like what you said. It feels like gritty sand or something that's being moved about. It's really a weird sensation.
That's better. Other ovary didn't come up, so I'm now looking at... there was just one place on the left that didn't come up on the right, so this is down the descending colon. Yeah, it is quite tight there. There. Oh, can you feel that? That's quite tight. So I'm just, again, caterpillar tracks from where the colon bends round from the transcending, which goes across the abdomen. Yeah, again, I think I need to be treating quite gently here. Okay, so coming down, that's it, just relax the foot. I'm going a little bit more gently, just encouraging that downward movement. And I know with the abdomen itself, when I'm working there, I tend to work up. It's almost like you have to shift some grit out of a tube, and sometimes if it's stuck in a particular place, you have to agitate it in the wrong direction first before it'll start giving and breaking up, and then you can push it in the right direction.
Okay.
I don't know if we know that we do that, but we do it quite a lot with things. We push it in the wrong direction first.
Oh.
So that works with the abdomen or with feet as well. When we're shifting something, we just do it a little and then it'll give, it'll soften, and then you can go in the correct direction. Yeah. Okay, and then out. Might as well, seeing as I'm down that way, might as well bring it all the way down and out to the end of the colon. So I've worked on the hip, shoulder and descending colon on the left side of the foot, and I've worked on the ear, shoulder, lung, hip, ovary and back on the right side of the body, of the foot. I still need to look at the right cervical lymph and then finish off with the urinary detox, the clear out, by working on the kidneys. Lovely, okay, so let's look at this cervical lymph here. So this is the lymph factory that's in the chest. It feels fine now. Quite often other systems of the body will be cleared when you're working on original systems. So that feels good. I'm glad I checked it. So looking at the urinary system, urinary or excretory system. So we're coming down through the adrenal, kidney, not as bad as it was. That's one that you grimaced at earlier.
Yeah, it's fine now.
Quite so bad. And then down the ureter to the bladder, fine. Just checking the other one. Adrenal, which helps calm our stress response. Kidney, that all right? Yeah. Ureter to the bladder. I'm going to cross my hands over so I can work on both at the same time. There we are. Oh, they feel so much better. So earlier, I can't remember what we were doing at the time, but I talked about kidneys and the fact that the kidney relates to a sensation of fear in the body if the kidney is compromised in some way, if it's not having enough fluids being flushed out, if it's not being warmed, if it's left to be cold, or if the back is tight at the kidney area just above the waist. So it's really nice to repeat this movement, which helps reassure, warm and flush out the kidneys all in one go. Obviously we need to marry this up with drinking water at the same time in order to help that detox process. Oh, so much better. Lovely. Really nice. Okay, gentle massage to finish. Actually, what I'm going to introduce is a little Brazilian toe technique where I start off on the middle toe, and it's just a sense of warming and clearing any residual waste energy that needs to be recycled, come back round and receive as a renewed vigour, renewed energy. But for now, we're just channeling out any energies we no longer require. Coming on to the fourth toe. It's just a really nice sensation of letting go. Fifth toe. Second toe. And the top toe. Brazilian toe technique is one of those therapies that you could just carry on doing for hours. It's so relaxing. And I know through having it done myself that it just feels like it's something that you never want to end. Even though you're getting rid of adverse energies, still feels like the body is growing in energy and feeling supported and nurtured. So I'm just using this sheet to pad off any excess oil. Then I'm going to put on these new, fresh, warmed socks from the radiator. Nice and fluffy socks, perfect for after reflexology, to warm the feet and ankles.
So nice.
I like walking on a cloud.
It is.
And they look pretty too.
They do, they're really cute.
Okay, so that's the reflexology.
Thank you so much. That felt amazing. Yeah.
You look quite dreamy.
I didn't know feet could feel so amazing. It was so relaxing.
Oh,
I wasn't ticklish at all in the end. It was great.
good.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Absolute pleasure. Pleasure, lovely lady.
Oh, thank you.
So leave these on for a little while because your feet will need the warmth before you put your own socks on, which are also on the radiator.
Okay.
So when you get up really carefully, because I think you probably entered quite a comatose state in your own lovely little world when you were having the Swiss reflex treatment. Do drink lots of water after the therapy to help flush out the kidneys. And I just want to say thank you so much for visiting, and I have loved treating you, Melissa.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for having me. I've loved receiving it too.
Oh, bless you.
Thank you.